It was one of those events where you knew where you was at, what you was doing when it happened. Literally the whole world stopped when Mike Tyson got his ass knocked out by a nobody named Buster Douglas.
One thing we have to keep in mind is that, and we talked about it on the show,
but at the same time, it comes from two different points. Then all of a sudden, you want to say, oh, well, you know.
I think for me, I don't know if I can speak for everybody else.
This is DeadEndSports. Welcome to DeadEndSports. Some familiar faces. Your boy FIFO, your boy Beezy, your boy Ken.
What's up?
And this is DeadEndSports host 12 Kyle.
what up?
So these are the very first pilot shows. So welcome to our channel. Subscribe, like the show, and everything. So I'm gonna pass it over to our host 12 Kyle.
Also, make sure that you check out our show. It's being broadcast live each and every Tuesday night. It's called Dead End Sports on Blog Talk Radio. Make sure you go to blogtalkradio.com/DeadEndSports. Also hit us up on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Where else can they hear the show, Kyle?
Oh, they can definitely hit the show on our website, DeadEndSports.com.
Where else, Kyle?
What time?
Wait, hold on. Where else, Kyle? We got another place, man. We growing. Podcast.
On iTunes. We're also on Stitcher as well. So
see, look at that. I missed one.
Yeah.
9 o'clock p.m. every
9
Tuesday.
p.m.
9 o'clock p.m. every Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time.
All right, so now we got that out the way. Question I got for you guys. Obviously, anything can happen in sports. We've seen some great things happen in sports. We've seen some bad things happen in sports. Now, what I wanted to throw out to you guys is when you think about sports, there's been some great upsets. A lot of things come to mind when you start talking about upsets. So I want to start with you first, B. What is your biggest upset in sports?
Mike Tyson losing to Buster Douglas. Mike Tyson, we all seen Mike Tyson go through boxing opponents like it was anything. I mean, like he was just demolishing cats in 1-2 rounds. He seemed pretty much invincible. Actually, he probably was. Yeah, I mean, he was pretty much invincible. And for him to lose to a nobody, I mean, it's not like he lost to, a number 5th ranked guy or a number 2, Holyfield, someone that's a good opponent. He lost to Buster Douglas. Who in the hell is Buster Douglas?
Buster Douglas is big though.
Mike Tyson fought a lot of big dudes. He was laying big dudes just like Buster Douglas out.
But dude, dog got his day, man, dealing with big dudes like that.
Nobody named Buster Douglas, dude. He had Mike Tyson on the canvas looking for his mouth. He had Mike Tyson out here like. Dog, like it was crazy. I think that was one of those sporting events. I think for me, I don't know if I can speak for everybody else. It was one of those events where you knew where you was at, what you was doing when it happened. Literally the whole world stopped when Mike Tyson got his ass knocked out by a nobody named Buster Douglas. To me, that is hands down the biggest upset in sports history. I even asked my dad. I was like, Dad, because he's been watching. Of course, he's been watching sports since late 50s, early 60s, a lot longer than us. And he was like, he thought about it. He was like, at first he threw out Muhammad Ali and Foreman. He was like, well, no, because I'm like, look, Foreman lost to what we consider the greatest boxer of all time, pretty much. Of course, Ali was a little past his prime. He was like, yeah, people thought, George Foreman was gonna kill him, all that stuff, but Ali prevailed. I'm like, no, Dad. But Mike Tyson, I kept bringing that back to him. He was like, yeah, you're right. I think you're on something here. Now, I've been watching sports for a long time. There's been some, some upsets here and there, but they're not as big as Mike Tyson losing to Buster Douglas. Yeah, you can name out some upsets, but the whole world stopped. Everything froze up when Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas. We was like, what? Like, we was like, wow, this dude is human. Like, he is really a human being, because we thought Mike Tyson was invincible.
I remember I ordered it on probably one of the first and last fights I ever ordered on pay-per-view ever. There was a person at my house, one of my homeboys, when Mike Tyson lost, he literally started crying.
I didn't cry, because I remember like running through the house. I remember my mother was like upstairs doing something, and my sister was somewhere else. It was just me and my dad. We was in the basement watching the fight. And it was me, my dad, and his twin brother, my uncle, rest in peace, my uncle. And was it Granddad? I think Granddad was there too. All 4 was down there watching the fight. And I just remember sitting at TV like, Dad, you see this? Like, oh my God, Like I was going crazy. I'm like, Mike Tyson lost. Mike Tyson lost. I'm calling my boys like, yo man, y'all watching this fight? My mother, who doesn't even watch sports like that, she was even amazed. She was like, wow, he did? He's like, usually when y'all order a fight, it's over before you get the fight.
Right. For me, biggest upset, I'm gonna date myself a little bit. I'm slightly older than Ken here. 1985, Final Four. You got 3 teams from the Big East in the Final Four.
Oh, yeah.
2 teams that meet up for the NCAA championship game, Villanova and Georgetown Hoyas. Georgetown was favored to win by at least 20. Villanova goes out and shoots 85% in a game. I don't know if you can even shoot 85% in practice. Let alone a game, let alone the national championship game, and let alone the fact that Georgetown had been to the finals before. They had Patrick Ewing, obviously John Thompson on the sidelines. If I'm not mistaken, Reggie Williams was on that team. I mean, they had a squad. They had everybody from where I was from. We had the dope, the Air Force One Georgetown Hoya Paranoia sneakers with Nike on the back. I mean, everybody wanted to be Georgetown. Everybody had the Georgetown starter jackets and everything like that. Even if you weren't a fan of Georgetown, you had their apparel.
Yeah.
1985, man. Georgetown goes up against Raleigh Massimino and Villanova wins in the championship game. And it was, in my opinion, the biggest upset, not just because Georgetown was favored, but the way in which they played. I mean, we later found out that star point guard from Villanova, Gary McLean, was actually high. He was actually high during the game. Now, how you go about beating a team like Georgetown high, I don't know. He even showed up to the White House when they won the championship. He's staring at the back of Ronald Reagan's head, and he's high on cocaine and weed. That being said, I mean, for me, man, that's the biggest upset. I've never seen a team, and like I said, they had everything going for them. Georgetown was the beast. They were the beast of the Big East. And they ran through the Big East. They ran through college basketball. Patrick Ewing was Player of the Year. They had everything going for them. And lo and behold, Villanova wins. And like I said, not only did they win, but they shoot 85% in the game. That's never happened again. Never happened in the championship game. Will probably ever happen again. And just as a fan of basketball, man, I couldn't believe it. It to me, is still shocking to this day.
But let me ask you this. Did the world stop when they lost that game?
Well,
what was Villanova ranked? If was they like number
Villanova
3?
was ranked. They were ranked in the top 10.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, they were top 5 team.
I mean, like a seed in the tournament. Were they like a 3?
They were a 2 seed, if I'm not mistaken.
2 seed.
Like I said, I think you had 3 teams from the Big East that made it to the Final Four that year, which is unheard of in and of itself.
Right.
To answer your question, did the world stop? Not like that, like Mike Tyson, but I think
for you personally.
For me, yeah, it did, because like I said, I was a huge fan of college basketball, huge fan of the Big East. I'm a Syracuse fan, grew up a Syracuse fan, but just to see, I mean, nobody gave Villanova, and it's one thing to have a team win, but the way in which, I mean, like, they couldn't miss. And everybody knows Georgetown from, like I said, when Patrick Ewing he was on the block. I mean, he was blocking shots. That was his claim to fame. He couldn't touch that shot.
Watching the Spurs versus the Heat.
So what about you, Ken? The biggest sports upset you've seen?
Man, all y'all crazy, man. I get you, B. I remember. I was like, damn. Damn. But yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that coming. But come on, man. Boston Red Sox coming back from a 3-0 deficit. I'm sorry, Kyle. 3-0 deficit against the not anybody, their rival New York Yankees.
Why you gotta bring up old stuff, man?
To your point though, Boston was a good team. That's a good team.
Nah, B, but
that's still a good Buster Douglas.
No team.
We don't know who Buster Douglas is. You let this bum Buster Douglas whoop the invincible Mike Tyson.
New York Yankees, bro, up 3-0. Not only that, they had in Game 4, they were up. The game was over. The greatest closer in baseball history, Rivera, is up. He blows a save. David Ortiz, and not only that, wait a second. Wait a second, bruh. They were trailing in both games that they came back to win. In Game 4, they should have lost. In Game 5, they should have lost. In Game 6, that was another close game. In Game 7, they just blew them out. David Ortiz hit 2 game-winning. He had a home run, I think, in Game 4, and then I think he won the game in Game 5. We're talking about up 3-0 against New York Yankees with Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter. Come on, man.
Okay.
B.
What was Buster Douglas doing?
B. I feel you. B.
That's where I'm going with this.
Oh my God.
Okay, yes, they lost, but this was a quality opponent.
B.
Buster Douglas was not a quality
Mariano Rivera's on the mound.
But you know what though? But B, what's more improbable, right? Because you're talking. Because I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Buster Douglas was a nobody. But what's more improbable? Because you're talking about two great teams, and a great team having one team down 3-0. You've played basketball. You know when we out there hooping, and sometimes there's only 10 people out there on the court, and we'll do like a little series, right? You know it's hard as hell to beat one team 2-3 times in a row. You're talking about 4 times in a row to come back, and they're good. And they're good. That's harder.
That happens in MLB though.
And
It never happened in
That was the first time.
Coming back from 3-0 deficit in a 7-game series in any sport, that's the first time that happened. Am I wrong? In a championship game.
But it's not like it's a lower seed team.
The series was over.
But it's a championship team. I feel you, but you're up 3.
Kyle.
And you lose.
Rivera's on the
They
mound.
win the series. They in the World
Kurt
Series, right?
Schilling had a torn tendon. He had the bloody sock.
man, whatever.
Man, come on, let's not catch up. He had come on, man. Come on, B.
Okay.
Mariano Rivera.
Okay, so first of all, let me refute both of you. Because first of all, you're wrong for bringing up.
I'm sorry.
I'm still gonna rep my team. To go back to what B said, it's still a 7-game series. B and I are probably closer because we're talking about one shot. Buster Douglas had one shot at Tyson. That's it.
What did Rod say earlier? Every dog can have his day. All you need to
Villanova
be
had
is on.
one shot at Georgetown. Boston
okay,
had
okay.
the best
Gotcha.
4 out of 7. And they caught us on 3 bad nights.
They caught us 4 bad. There you go. You just killed your own point. Not only that, they were trailing in 2 of the games.
Okay, I'm speaking
you
like
guys
that.
had them twice.
What's more likely to happen? For a no-name boxer to knock out somebody, or for a high point guard in basketball team to have a great shooting night,
A good team.
or a good team
Ranked.
with a high point guard
High off of cocaine.
high off cocaine.
cocaine.
That's a hell of a drug. And shoot 85%, or have 2 equally quality opponents. And this one is like, you know what? I knocked you out 3 straight rounds, and you come back and knock us out 4. What's
times.
more improbable?
They're rivals.
What both of y'all said, because I agree with you, B. I think that because I agree with the world stop. It was Mike Tyson was the LeBron James of his era. He was the athlete.
Mike Tyson was
Gotta bring
LeBron,
him
Jordan,
Bo Jackson, everybody.
Tyson's the baddest man on the planet.
So I agree. At the time, Mike Tyson was the baddest man on the planet. Like as an athlete. So for him to lose to that, that's why I have to agree with you.
In the way he lost.
But y'all are arguing like the probability and the improbability. Yo, what happened with that is way harder. Like that doesn't happen. I wouldn't say it's the biggest because Tyson. It's like
That's the discussion.
It's like LeBron making
It's the biggest,
6 straight finals and losing all 6.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Like, but
Nobody saw it coming. I know, but come on, nobody saw it coming 4 times.
If Mike Tyson would have been picking up his mouthpiece from Evander Holyfield, it wouldn't be that big of an issue. But the fact that it was nobody, dude, and then what makes it even worse, Buster Douglas got his ass whooped the next fight. It wasn't like he ended up being
this is my breakout fight. Like, I'm that dude now.
It wasn't like Buster Douglas was the heavyweight crown for 5 or 6 years.
Right.
He lost in the next fight. You never heard this dude ever again, except for that fight.
The Boston Red Sox won the World Series that year. That was the first time they won a World Series since what, 1918? So not only did they have to beat their rivals 4 times and beat the best closer in the baseball to just even give themselves a fighting chance, they even went to win the World Series. We're talking about the New York Yankees with A-Rod, Derek Jeter. Come on, man.
They had a good squad too. It wasn't
But that's what makes it harder though, B. That's what makes it harder. Like what you're talking about is about exactly. It's improbable. And you're right, but B, that makes it harder.
He whipped his ass.
He whipped his ass. But I'm just saying that's what makes it harder though. That's what makes it harder. Like you have 2 championship quality opponents,
Man.
1-1-3.
And you stand across that damn ring with the baddest man ready to whoop your ass. And he's invincible, knocking fools out, and you just get.
But we found out later though that he was going through some
Man,
issues too.
we didn't know that. We didn't know that.
I know
at the time.
I got you.
And the Impact, that's the biggest upset. You know what I mean?
Tyson admitted later that he didn't train.
Right.
He was, you know,
That's what
he
I'm
was
saying.
Later, but still, at that time, that's just the biggest, dog. That's the biggest. The world stopped. The world didn't really. The world was talking when.
The world was talking.
The world was talking.
The world stopped.
But the world didn't stop. The world didn't stop. No, not like Tyson.
Not for the Yankees.
No.
Y'all don't follow
They
baseball. Hey, I'm right. Y'all let us know what's your biggest upset in sports history, because they wrong. And even whatever y'all put, y'all will be wrong too.
In conclusion, I think you're wrong for bringing up my team, but no, I still say 85, man. I don't know what y'all. He might have been. He said he was in onesies when he might not have been born in 85. I don't know.
That was.
But 85, Georgetown versus Villanova, man. I mean, it to me it doesn't get any bigger than that. I mean, 85%. Shooting 85, like I said, you can't even shoot 85% in practice. I'll stand on that any day.
But Ralph hasn't gone yet.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Oh, you agree with
Yeah,
me?
I'm in there.
Yeah.
But yo, look. So you know how everybody feel. Tune in every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Debate us. What is your biggest upset? Call 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The phone number, all of that stuff. We'll put it in the videos to make it easier for you.
Blogtalkradio.com/DeadEndSports. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 to 11. Catch us on Stitcher. If you have iTunes, upload us on iTunes. Subscribe, leave a comment. Check us out here on YouTube. Check out our website, DeadEndSports.com. Hit us up on Facebook, Facebook.com/DeadEndSports.
But yeah, man, holla at your boy FIFA, because all of these people wrong. I'm the only one right.